I feel like I have this deep connection to the earth and its nature beings. I feel this wild magnetic energy inside me that just screams to be expressed and lived out. I know this is me, who I wish to be. I feel it in my heart. And then reality kicks in. Chapter 1. Waking up from self-neglect. I've been just sitting here for weeks. A commission I've been working on takes away my last nerve, and with every minute of the day, the connection to my true self seems to slip away further. Until I am so drained that after work, I don't venture into the forests with delight and motivation, because I don't feel it anymore. I don't even remember where I took the enthusiasm from. I crash on the sofa and feel trapped in a false reality. I mean, it's not financially necessary to pursue my spiritual path to survive economically, so it cannot be too bad that I'm kind of neglecting myself on that level. Can it? If you want to watch more videos on whimsical self-discovery for sensitive souls, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell. And tell me about your experiences in the comments. Chapter 2. Can I reclaim the magic? But then there comes the point when I have to seriously confront myself with the question, why does my health deteriorate whenever I step into this trap for a few weeks? Why does my enthusiasm to be alive just wither away like a leaf in winter if I don't follow my spiritual path, stroll through the forest, talk to the nature beings and collect plants? Could it be that what I'm doing here is really not healthy for me, even if it's seemingly no big problem for many others? I think these days we often confuse the importance of aesthetics with what we truly want. And that's not a look, a forest cottage, or a dress. It's the feeling, the immersion, the personal, unique experience that is specific to one and only oneself. So, can I reclaim the feeling and experience of all the magic and what truly makes me who I am, even in these situations where everything is so hard? Chapter 3. Making a crucial decision. Okay, I really think this has to stop. This is so not healthy for me in any shape or form whatsoever. I've been letting myself run into the hamster wheel for way too long. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, what the hell am I even doing here? Like, what am I trying to prove to myself here? That I can function just well within the weird norms of society? That I am worthy because I can tick off box after box after box after box? Really? Is that it? Is that what we want to do here? I literally shoved away what gives me life in order to fit even better into the hamster wheel. You know, I was like, oh, I don't have time for this, I don't have energy for this, it's not so important whatsoever. And now I realize I have to learn how to make room for myself, even with obligations. I guess for those people it's very often mostly like, well, I should be going to the gym, meet some friends, go grab some food. And as much as I see that it is healthy for me to have a good balanced free time and all of that, even with having and making use of this free time, you know, I would still feel the same. I need this spiritual, magical, natural, you know, like connection. So that's a bit odd, right? So I just wonder, why is that such a big need for me? And basically, why do I need the fairy energy and the connection to nature to walk my path and not give up entirely? And you know, maybe this is the exactly right time to just make room for myself and get those feet out and have a little walk into the forest. Chapter 4. Why more than just wellness? To answer this question, I have to ask myself another one. Who or what am I really? Maybe a dreamy woman who likes to wander through the woods and talk to nature beings? An artistic person? Maybe a wild girl at heart, sensitive, a witch, a fairy? Well, whichever term it is, I believe that sensitive people have their own purpose and mission in life. However, it is often very different from what society envisions because the sphere of influence of sensitive people is not often recognized or acknowledged at all, as it is often not seen as economically relevant. When I personally lose connection to my, let's say, natural habitat of practice, I seem to lose access to my life energy and purpose. It's more than just losing a wellness or relaxation factor. If I have completely lived past who I really am and spiral into depression, burn out, and lose my ability to cope with daily life, I firmly believe that the people you would call maybe witches or fairy people or wild people need this access so desperately, because it is life-giving and life-saving, and only then can we unfold our potential and also help others. So, what do you think? Do we sensitive people in general just need a sacred space to recharge and connect with our souls? Or is that just me? Let me know in the comments. Chapter 5. Why, oh why, did I neglect myself in the first place? Looking back at the weeks and weeks of spiritual self-neglect, I have to admit to myself, reclaiming and rekindling my magic connection is not a luxury, but absolutely essential for my life in the long run. But if this is so crucial and important to me, why did I ever start to neglect myself in the first place? It's still rare to find even one like-minded soul who truly resonates with our path so much that we can walk together. Most of society ignores us, therefore we ignore ourselves too. Because society deems our feelings to be unnecessary, we do too. Because society does not take our perception seriously, we also don't. In the end, we try to press ourselves into molds that were never made with us in mind, and wonder why we burn out so much more quickly than everyone else. But what if we stop making ourselves so small and actually started to listen to ourselves? Our needs might often not be recognized in the outer world, but I think that means that we have to try to have our own backs a lot more. So I decide to make some time, even if it means effort or is inconvenient or not always perfectly manageable. Just like one has to put effort into one's health, I just have to tend to my soul like for a precious seedling that needs nourishment to survive, even if maybe I can just manage that in a short moment of the day. If you have sensory sensibilities like me and you have problems with getting somewhere using transportation of any kind, I think if you experience that, then the threshold to be able to just stand up and walk out and do all of this, there's always like a barrier, you know. As I said, I have this deep spiritual need for all of this, and when I'm finally here, there are not tons of people passing me by and I can just mind my own. I am good. But since it's always such an effort to get out of the house and get to special places, you will most likely encounter some difficulties along the way, and I sure did. I sure did today. I think that's the reason why I personally at least tend to land in a loop, and if I'm in a loop it usually lasts for a few weeks, sometimes months, where I'm in this duty fulfill mode, and if it goes smoothly I'm so happy about that, and then I start to forget my own needs, neglect it, and then I wonder why I start being depressed. But you don't have to prove to yourself all the time that you're like the most capable person to function, because I'm not entirely sure if we were ever intended to function the way we do. Like, Don't judge yourself. It's about looking after yourself and making room for yourself, if possible, because you deserve it. Allow yourself to be. That's what I'm trying to do here. So that's the point. It cannot always be perfect. Like, I'm surrounded by thorns, and I thought I'd pushed it away quite effectively, but seemingly no. There's this branch, it just wants to keep coming to my lap. Say hello, but it's thorny. I don't want it on my lap. Could you please just stay where I put you? That would be so kind, my dear. So kind of you. See that? Dear, I know you're sick of staying there, but I'm eagerly wanting to crochet here, so I know you're thorny and you're rebellious and stuff, but please just let me crochet. Here, thanks. I did it. It's so easy to forget what our souls really need. And it's sad that in all this madness, we have to consciously remind ourselves to do so, because we are often kind of lonely with it. But the thing is, traditionally, many, for example, wise women have lived on the fringes of society. It's not like their craft was always the usual fashionable activity of their times. Their path has always been seen as strange because they had to make radically different decisions. And to be honest, it encourages me a lot to see myself in the tradition of those strong women who came before me, because I know this way it's not a lonely experience. It's one that is shared and has been shared with many sensitive people on this planet before. And today, our planet is overcrowded with concrete hells, with lots of technology, with nature having been pushed back in many places. That's why I wish for sensitive souls to allow themselves to become like ivy, one that lets itself overgrow and reconquer parts of their lives with wildness. Chapter 6. Why the fairy energy matters. I often feel for rain in this heavy world and have difficulties with it. But the fairy energy is pure playfulness, joy, lightness, but at the same time it is so very sincere and wise. When I experience this joy with this magic, I know that there is something worth all of this. I feel aligned with who I am and what I am here for. And not only does it recharge me personally and keep me alive, but it allows me to send this lived joy and energy out into the world to reach those who might also be wandering alone through the forest right now, wondering if they are completely alone in this. The answer is no, we are not. And we should really take ourselves and our sensitive spiritual needs more serious, because we are more important to this world than society would have us believe. And I think this is exactly why I need fairy magic to walk my path and not give up.